Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday slash Sunday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Let me know if you guys can hear and see everything okay. Don't forget to change over from top chat to live chat at the top of your chat window so you're not missing out on any of the conversation. And we'll get started in just a sec. Hey, Guard Tunes. Hi, Holly, Melanie, Kaylin, Nikki. Welcome, everybody who's joining on in. I hope you guys are having a lovely weekend. Thank you for that reminder as well, Holly. Hey, Lauren, or Plan with T. Lauren, I think I'm getting tripped up because I think your logo may be changed, or I'm just getting names mixed up. Hey, Emily. Hi, Miranda. Good morning, Beck. Welcome, welcome. I am so happy to see you all. I'm very excited to hang out with you guys for a few hours today and draw some stickers, design my new dragon collection. Hey, Allison. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Pai Hautala. Oh, it's your new custom illustration. That's right, Lauren. It's funny how your profile picture changing, like I never realized how much I link the tiny little picture I see to like being able to remember which names go with which usernames and all of that. So it's interesting that the picture changing made me be like, wait, is that Lauren? Welcome. Hello, everybody. I am so excited to see you. So, like I mentioned, today we're going to be designing stickers. I'm working on this new dragon collection. I create a new sticker collection each month. The month that I create that collection, it gets sent out to that month's patrons, the $15, $25, and $30 Patreon levels. So, this is the new dragon collection for July. If you guys want to be among the first to receive this collection, all you have to do is join Patreon anytime before the end of July. The $15 and up tiers get the physical stickers, and you also get printables matching this theme with the lower tiers. And those upper tiers also receive the digital collections. So I have just nearly finished one big header of this collection, and I'm working on a second one now. This is the first sheet of the 3-sheet monthly kit. So I've been working on this during my Patreon live streams already, and we've kind of come up with some ideas for this first sheet. We have some sketches in here. So I'm hoping to make some good progress on this collection today. And yeah, just going to be a nice, relaxing design stream. I love getting your guys' input and suggestions during streams like this. So I'll definitely be using the polls in the chat window. Oh my goodness, Luna, are you jumping up there? Luna is being silly. We're going straight to a Luna break. What are you doing? What are you doing, Luna? Get in your cart. Get in your cart. All right, she is just laying there. I guess that's her spot for today. We always love a good Luna moment. So we'll have Luna hanging out behind me here for now. All right, who else has joined in? Let me say hi to everybody before I get going. Let's see. Kelly, hello, hello. What is your page setting that you use so it's not a full page? I'm not exactly sure about what your question is, Holly, but I'll show you my canvas information. It might be what you're talking about. My dimensions are roughly 4,700 pixels by 7,600 pixels at 600 DPI. And I also have the display P3 color profile on my canvas. Wow, Beck, you are up early for this stream. Beck really does win the live stream dedication award, I feel like, because Beck wakes up at ungodly hours to hang out with us. But I know we all appreciate it, Beck. We all love seeing you here. How's your weather doing in Portland? It's actually kind of a gloomy day today, but we have had really good really good weather this last week, which I'm very grateful for. Hello from Scotland. Hi, Sarah Design Space. Welcome in. Holly's going to be doing some designing too. Don't forget to drink water. Yes, Cherie is not here yet, but let's do a little hydration break. I'm drinking some juice today, some really yummy juice. So, not particularly hydrating, but it is delicious. So, cheers, everybody. All right. So, let's get started here. So, I'm currently working on this header where I have the foreground almost all the way done. I'm still going to be adding some details into all of this gold and treasure, but I was planning on having the background end up being like a cave entrance in the background with light kind of pouring in onto this dragon who's guarding the treasure. But I also then have a third big header down here that's going to be, you guys can kind of see this sketch. It's going to be like a really long, swirly dragon floating through the sky with some clouds around it. I think I also have, do I have any other sketch? No, I think that's it. But so I'm going to do a poll. I'm curious what you guys would like to see first, if I should finish this header or start a new header. So let me pin this comment really quick. All right, so let's do a poll. What should I work on first? Finish the header I started already or start a new header? All right. So the poll is up. It should be visible towards the top of the chat window. So there's about 30 of us here today. So I'm going to wait till most of you have voted and we'll see what I'm going to work on first. I figure that you guys will probably pick starting a new header because it's kind of fun, I think, to see it from the beginning all the way through. But we will see. We will see. All right, 64% for designing a new header, about half of the votes in, 60-40. Oh, we got someone else. Nat from Australia is also up at 2:30 in the morning. You guys are impressive. I'm curious, did you guys stay up till 2:30 in the morning or did you wake up for this? I feel like Beck probably woke up for this, but I'm not sure about you, Nat. Weighed down by a couple of cats. Oh man. Your partner snoring beside you. It's a pretty perfect mental image, Nat. I love that. All right. We got 21 votes in, 10 left to come, but it's about 70% for designing the new header. So I think that this is probably going to win. So let me end the poll and then we will start working on this header. Again, this header here is not finished yet. This one is mostly finished. But so I'm really excited about this one. This is the header that I feel like I initially had the idea for it, like in my head when I knew that we were going to be doing a dragon collection. And I want my dragon to be like a gradient. I already know that. I want him to, I feel like I had done a Oh, yes, here we go. I have a more detailed sketch right here. So let me get rid of this sketch and darken this sketch. Um, but yeah, I want for my color scheme to kind of be gradiented down this dragon. And here I have my more detailed sketch. So you can see what that guy is going to look like. So let's go ahead and start coloring this bad boy in. I'm going to start off just by coloring him in with one color, and then I'll add in the gradient once I have him all filled out. I'm using my studio pen, by the way. This is one of my most used brushes in Procreate. Um, and I do have some of the settings sort of messed with. Mostly, like, for all my Procreate brushes, I typically will churn up the streamline, which is what helps to make your brush strokes really nice and smooth. Let's redo that one. All right, let's fill this whole thing in. And this header is going to be a little bit different than usual because, oops, I am totally coloring this on the wrong layer. So let's start over, go to the correct layer this time. Holly said, what would you suggest for people who are starting a sticker shop? Full details or small stickers to start, then go for larger, more detailed once I get going? Any advice? You know, Holly, as far as advice for specifically what you should design or release as your first sticker sheets, I would just do what you enjoy designing. I know a lot of sticker shops focus a lot more on single sheets of small icons. Some sticker shops focus a lot more on like functional items. And I think bottom line is you should figure out what you enjoy designing. That's a big reason why like my sticker shop is very centered around these themed releases. Um, I I obviously do have functional stickers, and I also have just single sheet stickers, or single sheets of little icons here and there. But for the most part, I really enjoy the creative process of creating a whole themed collection. And that's why, as I've continued with my sticker shop, that's, what I've focused on and what I've kind of made my signature product. And that's just because I really enjoy that design process. So I would just go based on that. What do you enjoy designing? What do you enjoy using in your own journal? And then go from there. Let me respond to this message real quick. How is your guys' weekend going so far? What are you all up to right now? Or what plans do you have later today? I Here in Portland, there are a lot of really cool events that happen over the summer, but one that's happening this weekend is a free jazz festival. There's this really incredible park here in Portland called Cathedral Park, and there's a 3-day jazz festival happening. It's put on by, I think it's called like the Oregon Jazz Association or something like that. Um, but it's completely free, a lot of really incredible musicians, lots of dancing. So I ended up going with a couple friends last night, to check it out, and it was so much fun. So I think that maybe either today or tomorrow, um, we're going to try to go again and do some dancing in the park to some jazz music. But a couple weekends ago, it was super fun because my partner Jake through school was able to volunteer at the Blues Festival, which is like a really big, not free, paid festival here in Portland. And he was doing volunteer work, basically filming the performances for the big screens at the actual venue. Um, but so I got to go to that for a day as well. So I've had some really great live music in my life the last few weeks, which I've really appreciated. All right. Let's see. What are you guys up to? Lauren's planning for the last week of summer term. I'm so happy that I could have this live stream today, Holly. I'm glad it was a fun little surprise for you. And I'm always just really grateful to know that, my live streams help you a lot when you're dealing with high pain weeks. And just always so happy to see you. So thank you for the kind words, Holly. Beck said, "This is last day of a 2-week holiday. So today I'll be coming to terms with working tomorrow." Oh, man. That's the worst, Beck. I'm sorry. Ashley dyed your hair blue. That's amazing. Hey, Will, welcome in. For those of you just joining on in, don't forget to change over from top chat to live chat so you're not missing out on any of the conversation. Nikki's kiddos are with the grandparents this weekend, so enjoying some quiet and catching up on chores. Lil Curly Bear is sewing a dress. That is so, so cool. What kind of dress are you sewing? Is it like a special occasion dress, or is it more of just an everyday dress? I'm fascinated by people who can make their own clothes. I think that's just one of the coolest things ever. Okay, so I have the basic shape of my dragon in here. So now we're going to go ahead and start to put in the gradient. So I think I want it to be the green, blue to purple gradient, pulling all of these colors in. Um, so I'm just going to use a soft airbrush, and I'm going to start to lay in some different colors here. There's a green. Let's do a blue. I could even have it go into this yellow color to really tie the full color scheme together. Let's see about that. So yellow to green to blue. And then this is where we need to fine tune this gradient a little bit. So I'm going to use my selection tool. Oops. Here we go. And I'm going to go like this. We're going to have all of this be blue, basically. Let me grab my blue. Go like this. I'm going to grab my smudge brush and that same airbrush. I'm going to use that to kind of blend this part together. And then this here is going to be very purple. Perfect. Grab the purple, lay that in right here. All right, and then Trying to think if that's what I want to do. Yeah, do we like this? The only thing I'm thinking is maybe I shouldn't have the yellow be a part of this and instead have the yellow more come in as a piece of the background, almost like it's a sunrise type sky. But what do you guys think? Maybe I'll do a poll. What colors should this dragon be? The other thing too is it could be a warm tone dragon with these fire colors. So I'll do a few different options. Yellow, green, blue, purple, green, blue, purple. Do I outline my drawings with black or just the dark color of the color you colored with? So I don't always do outlines. For example, this collection actually doesn't have standard line art or outlines. So in this case, I'm more shading things with a darker version of the color. And then I also have collections where I've done black line art. So I've done both, Holly. Just depends on that collection and what style I'm going for. Red, yellow, orange, or red, orange, yellow. The head could be good as dark green. I actually very much agree with that as well. All right, I have a poll up. So go ahead and vote on the colors of this dragon. Yeah, there's like this dark green here. Although the dark green might make more sense between the green and blue. All right, let's see what the poll is looking like. All right, majority for green, blue, and purple, just like I'm doing here. What does the layer do when you swipe left with two fingers? So when you swipe left with two fingers, it makes it so that you can't draw outside of what you've already drawn. So, for example, I have my this dragon on this layer. When I don't have this crisscross background on it and I draw over it, I can just draw wherever I want. But if I swipe over with two fingers, oh, let me undo again. If I swipe over with two fingers so that the background of the layer has the little crisscross background like this, now when I draw, it will only draw on what I've already laid down. So I do a lot of that, a lot of swiping between layers when I'm coloring things or, you know, trying to select certain things. Very useful tool in Procreate. All right, these are just our base colors. He's going to get all sorts of scales and stuff that are going to make him even more exciting. Um, I'm going to use these colors here very lightly to kind of create some in-between tones. And I think I'll do that for here as well. Actually, let's go like this. All right, something like that. There we go. We got a good base. Now, So I have this corner piece up here. This is something that we had decided on um, during my first design stream that I did with my patrons, is that we wanted a header that has a little corner. So let me see what if I want to maybe even bother with trying to figure out the color of that yet, or if I just want to focus on my dragon first. Maybe I'll focus on my dragon first. All right, horns. I feel like maybe he should have like dark dark purple horns or yellow horns. I'm going to grab my studio pen again. Yeah, and I use clipping masks a lot too, Beck, for certain things. For example, my fire and borders here are a clipping mask on top of my background shape. So you can see it comes out of the edges when I turn that clipping mask off. Clipping masks are great when you want freedom to be able to kind of change things around more. But when it just comes to like basic coloring, I definitely like doing the little swipe over trick. All right, let's put in some horns now. Let's start giving our dragon some features. Something like that. And then grab an even darker color for the one behind it. I'm going to add a new layer in here. Oops. Like this. Have that one come up like that. Then let me maybe make that front one a little bit. Oops, oops, oops. Wrong layer. Be something like that. And then we'll make the darker color a little bit more purple. Like that. All right. Let's give him a little eyeball. I kind of like how I did the eye over here, where I just give him a little brow bone. Maybe some eyelashes. Something like that. So we are just starting to work on this dragon here, Kaylin. Didn't miss too much. Just decided on the colors. Oh, I can end that poll now. Everybody has voted. Are you going to give this guy legs? Can you tell that I'm avoiding drawing the the legs? I don't think I'm going to give this guy legs. When I was working on these sketches, I was definitely playing around with legs, and I don't know, they just looked a little funny. I know that dragons should have legs, but I feel like some of them don't really. But with this guy, maybe I could add some little legs coming out from the front and back. I think I'll make that a decision a bit later on. Um, we'll see how I'm feeling about the legs, but I just have a hard time drawing animal legs in general. I just feel like they always look so weird. So when I was trying to draw legs, it just wasn't really working. So I was like, well, I'll just try to not give these dragons any legs. So that's why this guy's legs are maybe hidden somewhere underneath here. This guy's legs, I imagine, are like really scrunched up behind this wing. Strategic ways of not drawing the things that we don't like to draw. Let me plug my iPad in. How long am I planning on streaming today? I'm planning on streaming for about 3 hours. So another 2.5 hours likely. At least that's my plan as of now. Okay, I'm gonna start giving our dragons some shading. Here's our cute little dragon face. Okay, and now let me figure out these horns here. Let's see. I want it to be curving around, so this is going to be on top of this. Just kind of laying in the shadows to get the shape that I'm actually wanting here. So that is definitely one. And then this is going to come on top of this. And sort of like that. We'll fine tune it as we continue designing this little guy. Actually, I think maybe this is a girl dragon. Like in Shrek when Donkey goes, "You're a girl dragon." Well, of course you're a girl dragon. Just like that. Okay. On this back horn, I also need some similar shading. Like that. Will Luna or Luna slash Toothless style dragon feature in this collection? That is such a good reminder because I absolutely want to put a Luna in this collection. And, I'm not entirely decided if it's going to be a Luna cat hanging out with one of these dragons or if I'm just going to do a Luna inspired dragon. Um, but I feel like maybe a little Luna like riding this dragon or maybe a little Luna coming up in one of these headers. We'll see. Undecided. But I'll make that more of a last second decision. All right, Cherie is here. The party can start. Everybody, let's take a sip for Cherie. Is Luna still back here? Oh, here's Luna. She's in her little cart. She's in this tiny box. Luna, are you in this tiny box? I have a Luna delivery for you. Luna, what's Mama doing to you? She's cleaning herself. Man, Luna, you're so cute. Special delivery. Oh. Are you cleaning yourself? Luna cleans herself when she's extra cozy. So, Luna's feeling good. Ooh. All right, Luna, let's put you right behind me here. There we go. Here's Luna's spot. Nikki asked, do I have an office that I go to every day outside of the house? I'm just picturing Luna hanging out in the car on your morning commute. I did, but our lease actually just ended not too long ago. So we are back in our apartment for now with all of the business and everything. But Luna actually never ended up coming to the office. It was kind of a plan I wanted to bring her there. But we ended up not doing it just because I don't think Luna would have actually had a good time. Luna can definitely be like nervous and scared in new places. So just never ended up happening. But, Luna hasn't been in a car for a while, but Luna actually is surprisingly good about being in cars. So I think she might have enjoyed the commute. Can Luna have an Instagram account so we get cute cat videos? Holly, I will definitely consider that. I'm sure Luna would love to be even more famous than she already is. All right. Let me actually do a little adjusting here. I'm using my smudge tool to kind of push the color around where I want it. Here we go. Something like that for now. All right. I'm going to use my liquefy tool now to just modify a few things. Like that. Just kind of nudging things a little bit. like that. Okay, so now I want to do these little fin wing type things. So I'm going to do that on a separate layer. And I think I'll just go for like a darker version of the color that's already on that part of the dragon. So I'm going to just start with a basic shape. Let's see how this looks. Pull my sketch back up. Okay, so how do I want these little thingies to be formulated? Do I want it to be a solid piece? Yeah, I feel like I do want it to be solid up to a certain point and then get a little stringier after that. Sort of like that. I'll end up modifying the colors of this after I have the shape laid in. All right, like that. Let's do one down here. Similar. Again, not worrying about the color right now. Like that. Want the other one to come out from over here and go in between this little loop. Like so. And then this one, which, let's see if I can add another layer in here. I can, perfect. So this one is going to be behind. Like this. Something like that. Let's see here. What movies have people been watching recently? Trying to watch more movies and TV shows. Any recommendations? Yeah, if you guys didn't see on my Instagram story, I did a really fun like weekly review thing where I had people submit like what movies they've been listening to this week, what shows, what music, all sorts of stuff. So if you haven't seen that yet, highly recommend you go check it out. I shared all of the responses and there were some really awesome recommendations there that I know I'm definitely going to be writing down. All right, let's start to add some more detail to these little tendrils. Like that. Let's do a light purple in these ones, or light pink. All right, I'm going to make the ones that are in the back a little bit darker. Maybe grab this color or this one here. Maybe a little bit more on the green side. There we go. And same with this guy. Grab a darker purple. Oops, wrong layer. There we go. Now I'll do a slightly lighter version for these little do it on this layer. Kind of like that. Let's also make this one a little lighter and a little pinker. You know, Melanie, I have been wanting to watch Fresh. I had started it with a friend of mine who's a little squeamish. So when we got to the part where, wait, hang on. Also, are you talking about the like scary movie Fresh? I just remember that there's the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remake, and I'm wondering, I can't remember if that's called Fresh. I'm talking about the like scary kind of scary movie. Okay, no, that one's called Bel-Air. Just had to make sure. Yes, Holly. I don't think you would like Fresh, Holly. Do not watch Fresh. I don't think that's up your alley. Fresh is like a kind of gruesome comedy-ish horror. Okay. Got to keep making decisions here. Which is always a little tough. I think maybe I should start doing scales. Or maybe put some of the clouds in, or at least kind of start to figure out what this background is going to look like. Okay, so I feel like probably having this corner be like a sky is going to be the way to go. Just layering in all sorts of different blues in here. Using the cloud brush, which is included with Procreate. It's in the elements section of the brushes. I love using all the different brushes in Procreate. I usually kind of experiment with them when I'm designing new collections, and I don't purchase any additional brushes. I just use what's included in Procreate, and I've also learned how to make adjustments to those brushes if I want to fine tune anything about them. Let's see, I'm trying to trace the conversation back between Allison and Beck here. Oh, Nick Drake. Music, folk Americana. I'm going to have to check that out. Oh, it's Shark Week. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to duplicate this layer with my borders here because I want to do also a border around this guy. Let me bring this here, merge this down. Go like this. And then erase this little corner. And then also bring this along this edge. So this is a clipping mask that I'm using right now. All right, maybe something like that, but maybe I can bring in this blue. No, I like the yellow. Has anyone seen The Boys? No, I have not. So many good suggestions being shouted out here. I'm going to have to go back through this chat and also my the suggestions I got on my Instagram and write them all down on my suggestions spread. I have this at the start of my journal. Okay, let me see what the size of this is compared to these. I want to make it the same height. Like that. Let's make this line a little bit thicker. Just a touch. And then let me also grab my whole dragon here, kind of reposition him. Also, I think I'm going to turn him back around this way. Or what do you think? Should I have him facing this way or this way? No, I'll have him facing this way so he's facing the opposite direction of this dragon. I think that'll work out. I'm also just playing around with maybe this border being light blue at the top, similar to this one. I'm always trying to tie in the colors that are happening on my other headers. So if I notice that like there's a color that hasn't shown up for a little bit, I'll usually try to sneak that into some of the other headers so that way everything looks really cohesive. So I want the borders to kind of match with this one here. And then this bottom border can just kind of blend in with the gold and treasure like that. And then I'm going to use my smudge brush in that same flame brush to blend the border at this threshold here. Like that. Let's grab an even darker blue. Do a new layer above that and turn on the clipping, or actually, no, I'll just do that on the same layer. I think that looks good, actually. Keep it there for now. I'm still going to be messing with the background of this one, but for now, I'll leave it right here. What are your most recent brushes that you have used, and which ones are your favorite? So for this collection, the main brushes I'm using are the Studio Pen under inking, the soft airbrush, the luminance pens. I use the light pen quite a bit, use the flare a little bit as well. That's for all the things that are very shiny. And then trying to remember if I ended up using, I think I've been using this flame brush quite a bit as well. And finally, the cloud brush. So I use a lot of different brushes. Oh, yeah, here you go. You can see here on my recently used flame, soft brush, studio pen, clouds, light pen, flare. And then this is my sketching pencil. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys enjoy watching my Procreate process. I know that people ask really often if I have any official tutorials, and I always, I don't. I don't have any videos specifically diving into Procreate except for my how I make my stickers video, which gives a little bit. But usually I do tell people that, I think a good way to, if you're interested in learning from me, is to watch my live streams. Because I really do try to answer questions when people have it. I try to kind of explain what I'm doing. And you guys also teach me new things in Procreate because there really is so much you can do in this program. And when similarly to what Nikki just said, you can get stuck in using it only in one certain way that you're used to and forget about all the other things it can do. So, yeah, I love getting to design stickers with you guys and be able to show you some of that behind the scenes process. I'm really glad you guys enjoy that too. If you guys aren't a part of Patreon and want more live streams, by the way, I live stream 7 times a month for my patrons, and I do most of my sticker designing with them. So if you are interested in that, my Patreon is linked in the description. It's also pinned in a comment at the top of the chat. And if you join in the month of July, um, you'll receive this dinosaur sticker collection. If you join one of the sticker tiers. Okay. I wanted to put some clouds in here, so maybe I'll go ahead and do that. What color clouds though? Feels like a hard decision. I was kind of picturing like light yellow and light blue maybe, but I don't know. I'll just draw a couple out and then go from there. And I was actually picturing these clouds being kind of cartoony and simple like this. Just going to play around with a couple things. There's some pieces of this collection that still feel kind of non-cohesive, I guess is the word I'm looking for, like that still don't feel quite right to me. I'm hoping that by the end of this stream, I can have those pieces that are kind of irking me figured out, but it's definitely not at the point yet where I feel like it's completely right. But that's I know that my patrons and I came up with this corner idea. I'm almost wondering if this dragon would look better without the corner and just with like a cloudy background. What do you guys think? Let's do a vote here. What should I do for the background? The corner idea that I've started a full sky background or just some clouds. Yes, I definitely do need more jewels in this, and I need more things in the treasure in general, Cherie. I am planning on still adding that in. Okay, so should I do the corner? Should I bring in a full background like these two headers, or should I just do with no corner, no full background, and just do clouds behind it? No matter what we end up going with there, I know that clouds are going to be a piece of it. So I think I'll still just try adding those in, and almost like a gradient of clouds would be really cool. So I'm just going to draw out a few different clouds, not worrying about the color right now. And I'll just let you guys keep voting on that poll, and then we'll have a decision. Okay, just some clouds is winning, and the corner is the least popular. All right, I'm glad I asked. The clouds is really what I was thinking too. So glad to hear that we're in agreement. Yeah, I think that one thing about this collection that makes it not feel totally right to me yet is just that it's kind of a different color scheme than I would go for. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that corner. There's 14 votes in, 16 votes in, still about 24 of you left to vote, but it's looking pretty decided. So let me just start laying in some of these clouds. Some of these will also end up being, I think, on top of the dragon, but right now I'm just going to be placing these behind the dragon. Let's get another one in here. Let's place that right over here. Do I have a grip for my Apple Pencil? No, I do not. All right, let's figure out these clouds now. I see some different suggestions for the colors. I like the suggestion of gray. I've actually been continuously kind of playing around with more mono or grayscale backgrounds because I feel like it fits the really colorful color scheme, kind of grounds it. So I like that you say that, Beck. It makes me also like I've been playing around with this background being more grayscale as well. Again, I still feel like I have some room to play with this color scheme. Do I have a screen protector? Yes, I have the paper-like screen protector, which basically just gives you a little more traction between the screen and the Apple Pencil brush. It's called paper-like. Oh, did I see the comment about doing a red dragon to make it look like Mushu? I did not see that, but I was considering that this dragon would look cool with these warm tone colors. But maybe what I'll do is I'll make one of the dragons down here red. Here, I'm going to have a dragon kind of circling this circular header. That would be a really cool one to make red. Um, let's see. The other thing is, did I want to incorporate red somewhere else here to bring those colors in? I feel like yes. like maybe, oops, like maybe the horns. Then I could also end up bringing some yellow into those as well. Let's turn on the clipping mask for that, so that way I can kind of put some highlights on the horns and also put some stripes like this. Maybe I'll hold off on that actually. Oh, the other thing I could put in here to bring the warm tone colors back in is a sun. Maybe I'll actually do that instead of making the horns red. Okay. Let's see. I think that right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe keep finishing up my dragon. So I'm going to do some scales. So I'm going to grab a color sort of like this. Perfect. I'm going to make sure it's the same size that I've been using for my other scales. That looks about right. And now I'm going to start adding in these scales here. I'm going to turn on the clipping mask. And now we're just going to draw this scale pattern across this entire dragon. And I have this line art on a multiply layer, and I'm using like a greenish blue color. So that means that the scale color is going to change as we go down this gradient dragon. So right now it's like a dark green. You'll see once we get more to that blue color, it'll get bluer, get purpler once we get to the purple. Aw, this snuggle puddle that you're having right now is super sweet, Beck. That's really interesting though to know the different rules people had as far as sleeping in their parents' bed. I remember I don't have any memories of sleeping in my parents' bed like during the night, but it was a very common thing on weekends. I remember because my mom would stay in bed for quite a while on weekend mornings because that's when she would call her family that lives in Austria. I think they kind of had like a scheduled thing where they would always, like, my mom would always call her mom on Saturday mornings. Um, so I remember on those mornings, we would often kind of hang out in bed while my mom was on the phone. Like, my brother and I would be in bed, and we'd, like, be watching TV or something like that, hanging out in the bedroom or in bed, snuggling up with her. So those are my main memories of coming into my parents' bed, but I don't really remember being allowed to just come in during the night. I think it was just more of a, like, early morning thing. We let Luna sleep in the bed with us. Don't have kids, but we do have Luna. And Luna loves sleeping with me. Jake's a pretty, like, sensitive sleeper, um, like a light sleeper. He rolls around a lot. So he does not like to have Luna sleeping on him. 'Cause it bothers him when he's sleeping. And Luna knows that. So it's really sweet because before bed, Luna will be on Jake's side and will get snuggles from him. And then once it's time to go to sleep, she'll come over and basically spoon with me. She sleeps with me like she's or like she's little spoon. So she kind of sleeps in my arms. It's really sweet. I love that she sleeps with me. I know some people, you know, understandably don't want to have their pets taking up their bed and sleeping with them. You definitely get, like, pet hair in your bed when you have animals regularly sleeping with you, but I love snuggling with Luna throughout the night, and I'm a very heavy sleeper. So, Luna and we basically the 2 of us, like, don't move throughout the night. When I wake up in the morning, we're basically in the same exact position that we fell asleep in. And Luna is also a really great sleeper. She doesn't get the zoomies or anything in the middle of the night. Um, so I don't mind sharing my side of the bed with Luna. I am just honored that she loves me enough to want to sleep with me throughout the entire night. Just catching up on the chat here. Do I ever outline shapes of pictures that I want in my stickers to make it your own if you're not comfortable with drawing that specific item? Um, Not typically, Holly. I really try to avoid copying any other illustration. Doing that with photos is a little bit different, but the only time that I actually trace something, um, is typically when I'm doing people. For example, for my mermaid collection, for a lot of the poses, took pictures of myself in those poses. When I couldn't figure out like the hand placement or, couldn't get it to look right on my own, I would take my own reference photos and would use those to kind of trace the general outline of like the shape of my hand in this position. Um, and I think that's like, I've done a couple designs where there's hands in it. I think about this Springtime Snapshots collection. There's some hands holding a Polaroid camera. In the Fall Leaves collection, there's some hands holding a coffee. Um, and I think that for both of those, I ended up using my own reference photo. That's also how I avoid, again, anything kind of even remotely plagiarized, even if it's a reference photo, somebody still took that photo and it is their work. So it's why in general, it's like with why this dragon collection, I really used minimal references because I'm not trying to copy anybody's work. So that's why I personally kind of try to stay away from doing that too much. I definitely use reference photos, but I try not to just do tracings of them. Have you had to deal with plagiarizing issues in the past? No. I feel like I have never really dealt with that. I've also been fortunate enough to never really, at least yet, have dealt with seeing my own work be plagiarized or copied. I know that does happen a lot I mean, I feel like in any field, but I've seen that pop up in specifically like the planner sticker world of people feeling like, some other person's design looked too much like theirs. Um, but I've never run into that issue. And, I think a big piece of it is that I try to very deliberately be careful about that. Um, there's so much inspiration out there. It definitely happens. Like it legitimately does happen where people will like accidentally copy what someone else did because subconsciously they probably saw it and got inspired by it and then at some point in the future design something similar. I think about the Archer and Olive box where they did a drip washi tape that turned out to be very similar to, I think it's Cookie Monster Co. or something like that. I think you guys someone probably knows in the chat, but it turned out to look very similar to a signature drip washi that another creator does. So Archer and Olive just ended up basically partnering up with that creator, um, because even though they didn't, like, intentionally copy that, they're like, "Oh, yeah, this is very similar to this, so let's give that creator, um, some of the proceeds." I think that it was that they, like, then officially partnered up and, like, created a joint collection or something like that. Um, but yeah, I like that. I thought that was a good example of how even if you unintentionally copy what someone else has done, generally I agree that the way to handle that is, not to just like sweep it under the rug or talk about that, you didn't intentionally do it. Really appreciated seeing that. Do you ever design stickers just for yourself to use that you don't sell? Not really, Nikki. I like when I first started my shop, I did. Um, Oh, I have a whole bunch of stickers I made for copyrighted materials like Harry Potter, Supernatural, and whatnot, but I don't sell them. Yeah, I've never really done that. I also just feel like I don't find myself having a lot of extra time to design stickers outside of my themed collection. Um, but I, definitely get suggestions for the copyrighted materials and always just have to tell people that I don't do anything that's even remotely copyrighted to avoid any issues there. All right. Loving the scales. I think I'm gonna darken them a little bit. All right, and now I'm gonna go in with some lighter colors and start to fill in some of my scales. So I'm gonna grab this light green and we're gonna start there. Um, Let me see. What do I want to do here? I think actually I'm gonna set this to a normal layer and manually kind of put in these different colors, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to fill it in how I'm wanting to. So, oops, let's do that. I'm just going to color in my scales really quick. Let me see, where's a dark green I can grab here? Nope, even darker. Let's go to blue. And then to purple. Maybe a slightly lighter purple. Oops. Like that. And let's do a slightly bluer one too for in this kind of in between here. Okay, now I can go in with that light green and start filling in some of the scales with lighter colors. Some of the scales are going to be shiny. Some of them are going to be slightly darker. I'm going to get some good color variation in here. Ooh, I actually like that color for these scales here. Sort of slightly more saturated. And actually maybe even a little darker. There we go. All right, let's just keep filling in scales. Let's see. Let's grab some like light blues. Let's get some blues like this. Just trying to get all sorts of colors in here just to make it visually really fun and interesting. So I'm going to make sure to be grabbing colors that are already existing over here. Start to mix in some of this greenish blue. Bring some of that down here. Let's go into this light purple. Bring that down here. I think this is my favorite part of designing the dragons, is doing these scale colors. It's really fun. Let's see. I think this blue is a little too light. It's almost white. I want a little bit more blue like that. Let's get some darker colors in here too. Maybe something a little bit more pink down here. Get some of this light purple in here and extend it into the blue a little bit. Just catching up on the chat here. I'll definitely keep that in mind, Holly, and maybe do a YouTube video that's an in-depth Procreate walkthrough. I'll definitely keep that in mind for a future video. Yeah, I think a lot of us relate to your feelings about how you were raised, Allison. And likewise, I really appreciate that parenting is done really differently nowadays. Obviously, it's not the case for everyone, but I feel like in general, it's more known that like kids are still people and they should be treated as humans and not as like, I don't know, just like dumb kids whose opinions and feelings don't matter. Because as you've kind of said, Allison, I feel like that idea really does mess people up for a while. And I think our generation has a lot of like mommy and daddy issues basically, where I mean, I think that parenting is probably always kind of changing and people are learning and figuring out new things, but I feel like since the birth of the internet, it's really changed. Like there's been a huge shift in the last 20 years since the internet has become mainstream and become a thing. And I know I really appreciate that. I appreciate knowing that parents these days are a little bit gentler, like a little bit more understanding, just nicer to their kids. And out of that idea that like you just said, Allison, um, the idea that like I suffered in this way, therefore I'm gonna make sure my kids suffer in that way. I was just talking with a friend about that who, she was just saying that her parents grew up really poor and then ended up becoming really successful business owners. Um, but when she was 18, they basically like kicked her out and with nothing, with like no support because they were like, I had to do that. Like I got kicked out at 18 and didn't have any support and that's how I was able to build what I have today. So you have to do that too. And I just think that's so silly. Like if you did good for yourself, don't you wanna, like, be able to give that to your children? I don't know, just so bizarre. But I feel like that kind of thinking is less and less common nowadays. The big shift in parenting styles makes me look forward to what the next generation is gonna look like as adults, so much healthier. I hope so, Nikki. I definitely hope so. I think I'm already seeing that with just people who are parents of young kids now. It does just seem a lot different than kind of the standard of the last generation or the generation before that, you know. Not too long ago, it was, I'm sure a lot of you have experiences with this, but it was standard to, you know, physically reprimand your children in really extreme ways that would never be okay if it was like adult to adult, but for some reason if it's your kid, it was a standard that like, yeah, you can do whatever you want to your kid. It's yours. And I'm really glad that that is phasing out. Just think children are talked to a lot more like they're, not like they're adults, but just like they're people. They're not just like little shells of a human. But yeah, I end up talking with my friends a lot about just our experiences growing up, experiences with our different types of parents, and I find that conversation to always be really interesting. I think you learn a lot about somebody when you hear about where they came from. And I like that that conversation is just a lot more normal to have now. But also good to keep in mind that you never know what somebody's situation was like. So, whenever it comes to talking about family or talking about your own experience, or it's always good to keep an open mind to the fact that there are so many different experiences out there. But yeah, I love that we can talk about these things in here, you know. I feel like our chats are normally stay pretty light, but I really appreciate that, you know, we can kind of dig into the those bigger topics, be able to normalize talking about those types of things, reflecting on how we're parenting or how we would want to parent or how our parents raised us and the things about that that we appreciated and like want to carry on and the things that maybe we're going to decide to leave behind and not carry on to when we raise our own children. I feel like it's also just even if you don't ever plan on having kids, just if you're around kids in general, it's always really good to think about just how you're treating them. All right, these scales are starting to look mighty fine. I'm really enjoying our dragon here. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to do a shading layer on top of this. I'm going to turn it to multiply. And I think I'll also merge the scales down. I'm going to choose a bluish color. And I'm going to turn on the clipping mask. And I'm going to use this as general shading for my dragon. Start to make him look a little more 3D. Let's now make the color over here a little more purple. Like that. This would actually also be good to add to my other dragons. Actually, no. I did a pretty good job shading those already. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to do a little shading on his face. Like that. Like that. Some shading around here. Some little facial features. I like that. Those little lines coming from the nose. Hello, Kaylin's sister, watching with Kaylin. Can you continue the scales on his bottom lip? You know, now that I've merged things together, I think it Or no, I can still, yeah, we can do some scales on his bottom lip. I'm gonna go like that. Add in some of these other colors in here. I think I need even another green, one that's maybe more yellow. I think this yellow might also be a good highlight color. You grab this shading color again. Here we go. Let's redo these lines now with these scales in here. So like that. Like that. And then maybe like this. Cute. Oh, that's so sweet, Holly. I love that way of thinking about sharing your feelings. Yeah, I'm so happy that you guys can talk about this here. I want you to know that it's always a safe space here for you to reflect on, you know, whatever the past was for you and to reflect on what you want your future to be. I love that this is a space where, Allison can talk about the pieces of how you were raised that you didn't appreciate, and Beck can talk about the ways that she's raising her kids, and those of us who don't have kids can talk about the ways we want to raise them. Yeah, just really sweet. Gonna take oh, I'm actually out of my drink. Let me go get a little drink refill. If you guys need a drink refill, you go ahead and get yours. I think I'll do a water now that I've had this juice. So let's do a quick little break to get a drink refill. Let's see. I'll put on some music while we're doing that. And let me also turn off low power mode here. Turn off low power mode. Okay. And then we'll meet back here in just a few minutes. Let's see. What song should I do? That's nice. All right. We are back. I got my water. I'm getting properly hydrated now. And let's continue with this. I am loving this header. And honestly, this header is more like reflecting the initial vision I had in mind for this collection. So I'm really, really enjoying this. Let me do some shading on these little wing bits. I'm going to merge that down now, and now I'm going to do a new layer up top. And this layer is going to be the shine on the scales. So for that, I'm going to grab my light pen under the luminance brushes, and I'm going to go in and start adding these little reflective scales. So I'm using a green color for these. I'm going to move on to more of a blue color here. Reflecting in the sun. Let's grab a more purpley color. Really making them shine. Let's grab a more pinkish purple. Like that. Man, you guys, I want ice cream now. I have Otter Pops in my fridge, so I might actually grab an Otter Pop if you guys are going to keep talking about ice cream. Okay, I'm going to, let's see, adjust my dragon a little bit. I want to turn his head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my liquify brush and I'm going to set it to turn left, twirl left, and actually the other way, twirl right. And I'm going to just click that in very small amounts on top of my dragon's head. And it's going to actually spin it. I love using the liquify tool for fine-tuning things like that. Things that otherwise would be a pain in the butt. So now I'm just using the liquify push tool. But here you can see before, after. Able to turn his head to look a little more straight. Yeah, I mean, Nikki, I get the off-brand ones too, but these are Otter Pops. That's what they are. Maybe it is a West Coast thing, because for me, they've always just been Otter Pops. That's like the name of them. Let me grab one. Now that I'm talking about it. Here we go. An Otter Pop in all its glory. Pink is the best flavor. Yeah, I'm in Oregon, so still West Coast, but we definitely have otter pops here. Name brand, real fancy. Yeah, here it has some of their names. There's Poncho Punch, Alexander the Grape, Sir Isaac Lime. I love otter pops. They are my favorite. Oh my god, Beck, you call them Zooper Dupers? I love that. Wow, so many different names for them. Ice blocks, ice poles. Okay, it's probably going to be really annoying while I crunch on this. Kind of regret busting this out. Because I don't like triggering anybody who really hates eating sounds. I'm just going to eat it a little bit farther away from the mic. Wow. Freezies, loop. I know. I've done an ASMR stream very spontaneously once on Patreon. It was like probably a couple years ago at this point. I always think about that though. I just know that like I personally really like ASMR, but I know for some people they cannot stand it. So that's the main reason why I don't really do it, is because I know that some people are like, I did not come here for an ASMR stream. Okay. I'm almost done with my otter pop. All right. That was a really great snack break. Yes, Anthony did love the ASMR stream. I feel like anytime he's in a stream, he's like, ASMR? Okay. All right. I am really liking this dragon. So now let's figure out our clouds, shall we? Maybe do a sun in here as well. Let's see. I feel like we need a sun because it's going to tie in the yellow of our color scheme. But the question is, where should we have the sun? I feel like here. Maybe scoot this cloud down a bit. Maybe scoot this one up. Maybe this one down a little bit more. Just playing around with my cloud placement. And then I'm going to have to start figuring out what we're going to do for the coloring on them. Right now, I just have it as this gray color, more as a placeholder. I think I probably will still make them like a little less saturated, but maybe have them be like some light shades of blue, something like that. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for popping in. Turn my brightness up a little bit here. Yeah, I like the gray too. Let's see here. Let's maybe find like a bluish gray. I think I'm going to probably be messing with the color scheme on my other headers, honestly. I'm going to probably kind of mess with them to match the vibe of this a little more. I am really liking this header. I also love that there's no actual header on this one. I love that it's just like this open cloud scene. Really digging it. Let me see about maybe doing a little blur on those. I like that. Let's do a little shading. I do like these cartoony clouds with this. Even though I've been using that cloud brush for a lot of this collection so far, I'm really liking this style choice. So I'm interested to see how this influences the rest of my headers, because I am feeling really happy with this one. Just love that style. A little more gray, like that, like a cool gray. Let's also mess with the curves of my dragon. So I'm going to go to adjustments, curves. I'm going to get this dragon to pop even more. Oh, I also wanted to do some detailing on these horns. Now I'll just go back in with that dark color to redefine those borders. Like that. Let's do this back one too. Like that. Again, just go back in with this dark color to redefine it. Ooh, Cheshire Cat vibes. You're right. I usually have the light theme, Allison. Although, do I have the dark theme going on here? I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't really care that much. I think light is the default, so I normally am not really changing it from the default, so that's why I say light. Oh, I saw that Cherie said to maybe use the sun from my last collection, which was this redesigned Interstellar theme. It does have the colors we need, so I'm going to see what that looks like, Cherie. See if it fits. I think I'll probably use a clipping mask though, so it's still just a normal circle. I don't know about that. That sun looks very intimidating. I think I'll just stick with this, but I am going to add some of these different colors in here. Maybe even do it like a gradient. Add some red to the outside. Like that. And then see about just blurring that. Sort of like that. I think what would also be cool, or maybe I should have it the opposite. Maybe it should be like red in the middle and the lighter yellow on the outside. And I think it would be cool to have maybe some light beams coming off of it. You know what? I'm actually going to keep it here first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my smudge brush with my studio pen. And I'm going to pull some light streaks coming off of my sun here. Like this. Now let's make that way smaller, like this. Throw some more in here. Actually, let me start that over because I really like that idea, but let me re-execute it. So just create a little circle. And then let me grab that smudge brush again, do it at a lower opacity, and let me start to go like this. The smudge brush is nice because it's just grabbing that color and then it's just kind of naturally fading as you get farther away. I use that smudge tool a lot. And it was something that I only started using kind of later on into using Procreate. I didn't really utilize it for a long time, but I am now a big fan of the smudge brush.
Yes, Kaylin, I think that is our next. Oh, yeah, I have the calendar right here. We have a 2 p.m. stream on Monday. It's a $3 stream, I'm pretty sure. And then I'm also live streaming tomorrow on TikTok. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, go check it out. Planning with K, same way it's spelled everywhere. And I'm going to be live streaming over on TikTok tomorrow. So hope to see some of you guys there. Okay, now I'm going to throw some of these other colors in here. So let's see. See where I want them. Yeah, maybe I will have the orange kind of be more along the outside or the red, and then we can blur that inward. So I'm going to grab the red and just do it on the tips of my little light beams here. And then I'm going to Gaussian blur like this. Let's see. It's not quite right yet, but let's see if I can just keep messing with it a little bit and get it to where I want it. I think I need that really light yellow to be in the center of it, maybe. So I'm going to make a little circle. And then bring that right here. See you later, Lauren. Enjoy your board game. Okay, what I also want to do is I want to create a shine on my dragon that's specifically coming from the sun. So I'm going to use that luminance brush, and I want to basically add some lighting on my dragon that's like pure sun reflection. Like that. So shiny. I love little details like that. Like that. Let's mess with my clouds here. Just working on our same dragon, Holly. Didn't miss too much. All right, let me move some of my clouds and stuff again. Let's see. I think maybe that right there. I'm still kind of undecided on if I like this sun or not. I think I do, but I think maybe I want it to be more blurred. And then
have a more like super bright sun in the center. Sometimes I swear my iPad is constantly changing brightnesses no matter how many times I think I fixed it. It's quite annoying. All right, let me try this again now because I think I have a better idea of what I want to do for this sun. Oops. Okay, let me get that yellow. Let me do a perfect little circle. New layer. I'm going to do a perfect circle by holding and then going like this. All right, so there we have that. Now I'm going to make this super light, just like that. And I'm going to place that where we want it, right here. Then I'm going to duplicate. Oops. Let me see, what can I merge down here? Okay, I'm going to duplicate that layer, and now I'm going to fill that with the darker yellow. And I'm going to now blur that out. Okay. Duplicate that a few times. So now I'm going to duplicate that again, but I'm going to use let's do the orange. Fill that whole thing with orange. And now blur that out even more. And I'm also going to make the sun even smaller. That's looking nice. That's looking like a sun. And let's even make that orange like a little more red. Let's put that all behind these clouds. Oops, here. Make this a little smaller. I did not have any course that helped me with Procreate, Holly. This is all just from trial and error and just playing around with it a lot. Let's do a little airbrushing here. I'm going to make this background layer a little bit more yellow. I just really want to tie these warm tone colors in here. So that is what I'm trying to do here. I'm not sure about this sun. I'm not sure about it. I think that I like the idea more of a sun that looks more like this fire. So in that case, I am just going to use the fire brush, this flame brush, and I'm going to try to get a sun out of that instead because you can see how this flame brush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a circle. I'm going to start with just my shape of my sun. And I think I want it to be a little bit more cartoony. Um, so I'm going to start off with the shape and then use that flame brush to color it. So I really liked those blurred little sun lines. Something about that was really appealing to me. I think I just like the kind of cartoony background in comparison to the more detailed dragon. This sun is not going to be all red like this, by the way. I am just using that color for now. Okay, so now I'm going to turn on the alpha lock on there. And let's now grab that flame brush and see if I can get this looking how I want it. Maybe just do a circle of flame and then move it on top. Then maybe I can use the flame brush to come outwards like this. Okay. That's doing something. It's just part of the design process is sometimes the first 3 things you do don't look right, and I've learned over time that I just need to not give up on it. And some of my collections are a lot more finicky than others. Like some of them, I just land on the style right away, don't even have to worry about it. This one is definitely one I have to kind of work at a little bit more. I want to add like an even brighter center to the sun. See you later, Kaylin. Thanks so much for joining on in. Nope. I don't think that that's it either. Maybe I did like the blurred one better. Let's see. How many suns will we do before we finally get there? Okay, let me go back to something a little simpler first. Oops. And then duplicate that. Let's blur it out a little bit. that. Now let's get the lighter yellow, place that in the middle. Okay, and now the even lighter yellow just for right in the center. Something like that. I feel like that simple look is probably the way to go here. Um, I really did want to try to find a way to put the red color in here. But I just don't think it really works. But I'll try a few other things, just see if I can get it to work in there. How long will I be streaming for? And for future sticker streams, can I put my canvas settings in the description? I don't know if I'll be able to commit to remembering to do that, but my canvas settings are always the same. So I'll just type it in the chat right here for you, Holly. And you can just write this down and keep this for your records. I There you go. I actually kind of like this. I think I figured it out, guys. I think I figured out how to get all those warm tone colors in here. Have it blurred, but then having some orange and red lines coming out like this. I like that. That looks nice. That looks mighty fine. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are liking the sun. Okay. Think that I need to maybe put some warm highlights on my clouds. Like this basically on the sides that are getting hit by the sun. Or maybe it's not actually necessary. What I also want to double check is I want to make sure that this header is basically the same size as those other ones. And yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, I'm going to grab this black color, put in a little bit more of a dark shading on parts of my dragon. Basically, usually when I get to this point in a header where I have like all of my elements in there, the last thing I tend to kind of focus on is bringing the contrast home. So, really trying to make everything pop as much as possible. So, usually that means I go in with some more extreme shadows and highlights. Let's see. I'm trying to decide now what I want to do with these clouds. So I like them, but I feel like something still looks a little unfinished. So I'm just trying to figure out what that is. Okay, really quick, I'm going to let me see here. What I want to do is change the order of these headers. So I want for this different one to be in between. So I'm going to grab all of these, scoot everything up, and then we move these circles down out of the way. Okay, and then I want this one to come here. Like this. All right. Oh, I also don't remember if I answered your question about how long we're going, Holly, but I was planning on going for about 3 hours. So I think I'm just going to go for another 30 minutes. Let me also give Jake an update on that. Let me see here too. I haven't checked in on those oops bundles for a little bit, so I'm going to see really quick if I have some more of those available just to let you guys know. Okay, I'm going to stream for another hour. And there are 39 oops bundles left, by the way. If you go to my shop, my sticker shop, the link is in the description. There's some highly discounted oops bundles, limited amount. I had 100 total. And now, like I said, 39 left. So if any of you guys are wanting to snag one of those, they are still available. Also, just wanted to let anyone know if any of you are waiting for an email response, I am going to be responding to all of my emails by the end of this weekend. Okay, let's see here. I think that what I need here is maybe another layer of clouds. Or maybe that's actually looking a little too busy. See you later, Holly. Thanks so much for joining on in. And hello, future Holly on the replay. Okay. So I feel like I should leave this header where it is now. I'm not sure if it's 100% done, but I think leave it and start to revisit these other headers. Now, okay, so let me see here. So I was thinking of this header being like a cave background. So I think I'm going to try that. I am going to bring back this kind of hazy blue thing we've got going on. But for now, I'm actually going to cover that up to start to work on this cave background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a very dark color. And I am also going to put in a little cave opening. And let's start to figure this out. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up liking this. Maybe it's not what ends up happening, but we're going to see where we get here. So I'm kind of imagining that, there's this path leading out from the cave here, or leading in, rather. And, maybe I should look up a reference for this. I think that would actually help me a lot. Let me see. View from inside a dark cave. See, this is where I find references to be really useful. Good example. Okay. Ooh, okay, I love this reference here. I love that. Let me see if I can get a closer look there. That is totally the vibe I want to go for. Like that. Okay. Hey, I don't want to see this ad. I just want to see this cave picture. Okay. Hey, Laura. Oh my goodness. I just inhaled down the wrong pipe. Got too excited seeing you, Laura. But hello. And Allison's taking off. See you later, Allison. Pleasure as always having you here. I also just realized I still have this poll up, and a full sky background actually ended up winning. Huh. Okay. Well, you know what? I was actually kind of thinking it might be cool with a full sky background. Let me just play with that really quick, see if that's what we want to do up here or if we just like it where it's at. Cuz I did not even realize what we could do then is we could actually make our clouds more white and then do a background that is similar to that cloudy texture we've got going on. It's like we could do something like this. We definitely have to fix the sun situation. Oh no, I know this is a little bit of a deviation, but I can always go back. But I'm just gonna play around with, oh, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Okay, this is where these are coming from. Yeah, let me just play around with this and see if this idea is worth exploring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge this cloud and sun layer together, and I'm actually going to um let's see here. Let me just change this back to, okay. Actually, let me undo a bunch. Go back to our original header down here before I started working on the cave. And let me real quick see if I want to instead do a full background for this flying header. Because I am very intrigued by that idea and I want to see if it will translate better than this open header look. So again, I'm going to merge the clouds and sun together and just create a new layer for that really quick. Me now get this new sun in here first. I'm always glad when you guys are patient with me when I kind of go back and forth with some of the design elements. Just when I get an idea, it's like I want to try it out. I want to see how it looks. Cuz sometimes it's really worth going through that extra effort. Okay, and now I have a lot more freedom to make my sun really glow, which I think we're going to probably like. Let's grab this really light yellow. And then probably do the same thing that I was planning on doing with those red and orange sunbeams coming out. And also, I still like the idea of gray being paired with this collection, or again, maybe like a very slightly bluish gray. Awesome, Nikki. I'm glad that you find that design process relatable. I think it's part of being an artist is redoing things a million times. I'm gonna make my dragon's head a little bit bigger. Totally random change, but I'm just gonna use this expand liquify brush and I'm gonna hold that over his head to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's see about these sun lines. Because again, we have a bit more freedom now that we have a background. So I could even do some, can do some pretty exciting things now, basically. So let me maybe play around with a couple things. Like one thing is I now really can have my sun beaming off like this because I have that background to kind of hold it in. Gemini fell asleep. Well, I'm glad you're back. I've just been messing around with this header still. Let me respond to this text real quick. And Kaylin's back. Welcome. All right, let's see here. So let me see now about putting in some light beams here. And what do I want to do for those? Maybe that flame brush again. Let's see. No, I think I preferred the kind of simpler, just lines coming out that I did before. Hmm. Maybe I'll put the clouds in now instead. New layer. And now maybe I can do the more like the fluffier clouds. Although I did really like those cartoony clouds. And then I can instead do the fluffier texture um, more in the background. For now, let me just make some different clouds. All right, start with 3, go from there, and then we'll keep figuring out what color everything is going to be. Get a cloud in front of the sun here. I just realized Luna, she's still asleep behind me, and she just slept through her food machine going off. That's how sleepy she is. You don't even know that you have lunch sitting over there. You have lunch in your bowl and you don't even know. You don't even know, huh? That you have lunch over there. She's so cute. Is there a color scheme you've always wanted to use for stickers that you haven't yet? You know, one that I've always wanted to, like a pastel rainbow. I haven't done too many red themes. I really want to do a strawberry theme, like red and blue, or red and green, I mean. But I have done a red and green color scheme for like my Christmas collection. So I'm trying to think if there's any that I haven't done at all. But I think I've done most of like my favorite color schemes already. Okay, I'm seeing about putting a border around this header. Have the dragon hang off a little bit. All right, this is turning out really cute so far. I like having the clouds kind of breaking the border ever so slightly. Definitely still going to be making some adjustments to these clouds. For now, they're just plain white. Let's do another couple clouds. Actually, I'll keep this one down here. And we need one up here. Like that. Maybe one more right here. Just a little one. Be one coming in from over here. Guess I can get rid of this cave for now too, now that we're focusing in on this header. All right, now let me see about this background and see if I want to, maybe make it kind of similar to the cloudy blue that I have on some of these other ones. So for that, I'm going to use the cloud brush under elements. And let's start seeing what we got going on here. I think I'll start by laying in this color. Then I'm going to take the darker one and start laying in just some darker areas. Now I'm going to grab this lighter color, just kind of adding different layers of color and texture, lightening and darkening things as desired. Let's grab this lighter color again. I'm going to try to focus this on the places where I want things to be a little lighter to show off the dragon a little bit more. Again, working on contrast. And maybe the border on this one will be yellow. Let's work on our sun a little bit. See what we can do to help that sun out. Let's see. I think what I want to do is I do want to use this brush, but I think I want the opacity to taper off at the end. So let me see here. Pressure taper, touch taper, fall off. Okay. I think this is what I want. Let's turn the fallout up. Hmm. Yes, all of these sticker cutters behind me are silhouette portraits. I have 20 of them. That's what I do all my sticker cutting with. Hmm. Let's see here. What am I thinking about this? I like it less with the cloudy background, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe I do like it. Let me just keep working on this. Again, it's kind of just the story of this collection. It's like I'm never landing on it right away. It's like I'm really having to dig the collection out, which is just always really an interesting experience. Let's see, I'm gonna grab my flame brush again and that red. I'm gonna see about kind of tying these other colors in here. All right, I think this is a good way to tie in the red, orange, yellow. Something like that. All right. Still, I'm going to want to have the sun in there. I am still just feeling so indecisive about this. So indecisive. Okay. Let's do a new sun for the millionth time. And me also go back to my studio pen here. Turn that fall off again. What are you doing, Luna? Huh? Did you forget that it's lunchtime? Luna's realizing, I think, that she missed lunch. She slept through lunch. Mm. Okay, yeah, let's try to do another go at a sun here. The other thing that might be nice for the sun is to maybe try using that light pen. See if we start getting more of the effect we want with that. Let's see. First, I'll try doing like a glow around the outside here. It's pretty nice. Let's do an even. All right. I like that. That's looking pretty cool. Nice, Lauren. I think from what I've heard, Nikki, I think Silhouette is a bit easier to use than Cricut. I think I've heard more positive reviews, at least for specifically for sticker cutting, from the Silhouette machines compared to Cricut. All right, this is turning out kind of cool. Actually, let me just make the end of this cloud a little bit different in general. I think what I'm going to do is actually have this cloud be kind of on top of the dragon. So let's do that here. All right, like that. Yeah, I am liking this sun. I think we are landing somewhere quite nice. I think I'm going to go in with that light pen again with this more red color. And let's see. Just kind of going over those lines and adding a little more red that's going to show up along the outsides. See you later, Nikki. Hope you have a great rest of your day as well. Actually, I preferred these more dainty lines. So we'll go back. Let's see, just trying to think if I want to try to add red in here anywhere. Maybe kind of like behind like this. Nope, I just don't think that the red really works in there as well. Here, I'll give it one more try. Maybe just with this normal inking brush. Let me see about grab the airbrush eraser. See about kind of smoking those out towards the ends. No, I like it better just with the yellow sun. Just had to try all the options. Like that. All right, I think we're getting somewhere here. Maybe go mess with the curves again to get it to pop a little more. We do some shading on my clouds here. See you later, Kaylin. Thanks so much for joining in today. All right. I'm going to do a multiply layer over this background. And yeah, I think create more, a little bit more of like a gradient of the background being lighter around the sun and then getting darker and darker as it goes farther from the sun. Hey, Monica, welcome. Oh, it's lagging. Okay, why is it lagging for you guys? Tried refreshing, it's still lagging. All right, try refreshing now. See what the deal is. Gone 3 hours with no issues, and all of a sudden it's lagging. But let me know if it's still lagging or if the refresh is working now. I just realized that another thing I can try, actually, let me make sure that it's still working for you guys. Let me know. I'll wait till I get confirmation that things are working. No confirmation as of yet. Still lagging, but we can hear you. Wonder what's going on there. It's a little grainy for me. Okay. Well, I think I was about at the point where I was going to end the stream anyways. We've been going for about 3.5 hours. So maybe I'll just take the tech issues as a sign to end for the day. Sounds like you guys can still hear me fine, but it's blurry and lagging. So I'll just take that as a sign to end the stream for today, guys, instead of trying to figure out what's going on right now. So yeah, that is all we're going to do today. I'm really I feel like these three headers are really coming together now. It's starting to look a little more cohesive. I still definitely have things to figure out, like with this third header. It's not 100% there yet, but we are definitely getting there. We're slowly but surely figuring out what this collection is going to end up looking like. And I really love this third dragon that we created today. Yeah, so that is going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really fun long stream. I love getting to design stickers with you guys, and it's always really fun when I do public streams doing sticker designing. So I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me today. Um, whether you're in the United States or you're in a different country, whether it's evening, morning, or afternoon, Saturday or Sunday for some of us. Thank you guys so much for taking this time to hang out with me, for all of your input, for all of your questions, for all of the really stimulating conversation in the chat. I love live streaming with you guys. So I'm just really glad that we could all hang out today. Don't forget that if you want to receive these dragon stickers, this is going to be sent out to July's $15 and up patrons. Also, make sure to check out my sticker shop. It's always so appreciated when you guys place an order from my shop. It really helps me out as a small business owner. And yeah, if you guys are wanting to check out the shop today, you can use the code StickerFam for 15% off. Also, if you join Patreon, every Patreon tier comes with discount codes. For example, the $30 Patreon tier, where you get the full sticker collection for that month, is they get a 35% off discount code. So if you guys are ever wanting to place a big order and want to get a little extra discount, definitely check out the Patreon tiers on Patreon. You can read what each tier comes with, starting at 18% discount codes for the $1 tier and all the way to 35% discount code for the $30 tier. So always good to check out in case you're wanting an extra discount for an order. My sticker shop is linked in the description down below, planningwithkay.com. My Patreon is also linked down there, patreon.com/planningwithkay. And I hope to see some new patrons joining. We have 4 more Patreon live streams happening this month. We have one on Monday, next Friday, next Sunday, and one on Thursday, the 28th. So if you do join Patreon, you'll also gain access to those live streams. I'm going to have printables coming out this month matching this dragon theme, all sorts of fun stuff over there. And yeah, all my emails will be answered by the end of this weekend. So if you sent me an email wondering about an order or haven't had an order not arrive or anything like that, I'll be answering your emails. So never fear there. Holly asked, are the live streams only on the higher tiers? No, the live streams are actually for the lower tiers. So the way it works on Patreon, if you're a part of the $3 tier or up, there are 2 live streams. If you're a part of the $5 tier or up, you get 2 more live streams for a total of 4. And the $10 tier is where all the live streams are unlocked. So if you go to the $10 tier, you get 3 more live streams for a total of 7. So the $10 tier and all the tiers above that get all 10 or all 7 live streams, and $5 tier and $3 tier also get live streams. Good question, Holly. And oh, yes, before we leave, let's finish the stream off with some Luna time. Luna wants to say bye. Come here, Tuna. Get your stinky little cat butt over here. Are you such a sweet cat? Did you eat your lunch and then come right back up here? She's really been enjoying hanging out with us today. So from Luna and I, we both say goodbye. We both wish you guys a lovely rest of your weekend. Don't forget that tomorrow on TikTok, I'm going to be live streaming as well. And I think I'm going to be doing a journal spread during that stream since today was a design stream. So if you do have TikTok, you can catch me over there tomorrow going live. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. From Luna and I both, we say goodbye. And have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.